have our second guest here on our main volunteer leadership conference preview episode. She is the individual assistance officer and a duty officer with the Maine Emergency Management Agency. I'd like to welcome in Alina Wright. Alina, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course. And we also have Kelsey back again, of course, our conference planning guru who's hanging out with us during the interviews. I'm going to call you a guru. You've jumped right into this.
I appreciate that. I'll hopefully I'll live up to the hype.
Hey, I think so. Based off our first conversation, I think we're already 1-for-1 on guests. And of course, our office does a lot of work with MEMA, especially in the past year and a half with the pandemic, part of the donations coordination team. Of course, Michael Ashmore in our office leads that up. Another one of our presenters during the conference. Give Michael a quick little plug, but not to stray too far. Alina, let's jump right into it because your session is going to focus on disaster preparedness. But first, before we get into that, just wanted to ask you a little bit about your background. Let the folks at home know. Who is Alina Wright with MEMA?
Awesome. Yeah, so I've been in the state government since about 2012. After I graduated college, I started as a contractor, kind of had some emergency planning thrown my way in that position, realized that I am a decent planner and that I enjoyed planning, especially around disasters and safety and keeping people safe. So I started doing continuity of operations planning for Maine Revenue Services back in probably 2015. And I've been in emergency management since then. I came to MEMA about 4 years ago now, and I've been here since then, and I work with individuals and families helping to prepare for, respond to, and recover from disasters. I also work with our voluntary organizations through the Maine Voluntary Organizations Active in Disaster, which is VOAD, and help them connect with survivors to kind of bridge those gaps. But in addition to that, I'm also the agency continuity program lead, so I help run the continuity of operations program and do training on continuity of operations and how to continue during a disaster for those community organizations that have service missions.
And that is a whole heck of a lot to throw into one job title there. But with that being said, I think it provides, or what we've learned from your background is that you're the right person to bring in to talk about disaster preparedness. So tell us a little bit about your session.
Yeah, I'm really excited. The session is called Open. It's Organizations Preparing for Emergency Needs. I did not write this curriculum. It's something that the Federal Emergency Management Agency put together as an opportunity for non-government types to learn a little bit more about preparing for disasters. Because again, where you have a service mission, you need to make sure you can continue that mission when people need you the most, which is during a disaster event. So that's what the program is on. We've picked a couple of the focus areas to really hone in on. Kelsey and Michael helped with that. And we'll be talking about some different preparedness activities that community-based organizations can take to kind of build up their own resilience so that they can then help other people prepare.
And speaking about needs, of course, our larger focus beyond promoting the conference and letting folks have a little preview to some of the speakers and sessions that are available is thinking about the overall resource gap, which includes skills caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. And with that in mind, what do you think and what do you hope that folks can get out of your session?
I think the biggest consideration is that emergency preparedness doesn't have to be an all or nothing kind of situation. It's not, you don't have to go for 100% off the bat. There's always steps you can take to become better prepared, to help your organization be more resilient and to better serve the public without having to dedicate time and resources that you don't necessarily have in a small community-based organization. So hopefully this program will make it accessible for everyone to realize that there are steps they can take in their organizations to become more resilient and better prepared.
And of course, we are recording at the end of September. It is the 28th. And of course, September is Emergency Preparedness Month. So perfect time to have this conversation. At least for me, I can check another box on social media and say we have one of those conversations or we have something to share beyond some of the other resources that we have. But seriously, Alina, thank you so much for taking the time. I know folks are going to enjoy this session. Again, I know we haven't worked closely, but I've heard a ton of great things about you, your office, and how how much you can bring to the disaster preparedness table. So I think folks are going to enjoy it. And thanks again for taking the time.
Thank you.